Yo, what is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. In the first update of the day, we have a recent update from Nick the Mutant Walker, and I personally think this is the best Nick Walker has ever looked. Even though he has a wider midsection, Nick is able to pull off an amazing ab and thigh shot. Now, when we see Nick Walker at the MI40 gym and also in the HD video, the legs still seem like they were an issue. But every time Nick Walker is at the Dragon Lairs gym, the legs look incredible. And Flex Lewis himself said, when you're in this posing room, you can't really hide anything. This is as close to real stage lighting as you're going to get. And if Nick Walker shows up to the Olympia looking anything like this, it's going to be trouble for a lot of guys. Front double, back double bicep. Who can beat him in this shot? Do you guys think Hunter Labrada can? And then we take a look at the side shots, which always show the true density of these bodybuilders. Guys that are lacking size, or maybe guys that are a little bit taller that don't have the thickness, this is where they're going to be exposed. Nick Walker, very thick from the side. And even though he has the wider midsection, take a look at his waist from the side. Looks pretty good. Now, switching over to Michael Krizo and Iain Valliere, we have recent updates from both of these guys. And these guys have been going back and forth before Michael Krizo even came over to the NPC. And you guys let me know in the comment section below, who do you think will place higher between these two at this year's Olympia? Michael Krizo has the better structure, but Iain Valliere always comes in condition. And with this being one of the most competitive Mr. Olympias in years, I believe these guys are going to go through rounds and rounds of posing. If Michael Krizo fades, I believe he will slip in placings. What do you guys think? Now, switching over to James Hollingshead, these are recent updates from him. The closer we get to this year's Olympia, the better James Hollingshead looks. I'm always a little bit worried about him trying to push the conditioning too far. James is a guy that's very motivated by Dorian Yates. And I believe in the past, and specific at last year's Olympia, he maybe pushed the conditioning too far and actually started to lose muscle mass. But whatever him and Jordan Peters are doing, it is definitely working. And switching over to Quinton Eriya, who is currently sitting at 310 pounds, and the newest member to Camp Jansen. Very excited to see the work that Quint and Matt are able to do in the future. As I mentioned when I announced it, Quint pretty much has everything. Great structure, great shape, also comes in very conditioned. Only thing he really needs to do is bring up the back, and also just needs more mass overall. And as we know, Matt Jansen can definitely stack the mass on these guys. Once again, I hope they do it in a healthy manner. Now, switching over to Behrooz Tabani, we have some recent updates from him. I'm not sure if Behrooz already has his visa for the Olympia. Probably not, but hopefully he is able to get that. Looks like he's in the rebound phase, looking bigger and better. Milos Sarchev also said Behrooz Tabani is about 6 feet tall, and he was about 250 pounds at the Romania Pro, which is just crazy. But going into this year's Olympia, where do you guys think Behrooz Tabani can place? And in the next update of the day, we have a recent physique update from Martin Fitzwater. And I think Martin really made a splash this season. At only 25 years old, he took second place at the Texas Pro to Andrew Jack. Taking second to Andrew Jack is nothing to hold your head about. That guy's an absolute genetic freak. And then he slipped down to fourth place at the Arnold UK, came in a little bit flat behind Andrew again, Patrick Johnson, and James Hollingshead. But I believe Martin has a very bright future. And as I mentioned, only 25 years old and already has some of the best back shots in the sport. But his feedback from the judges was just he needs more overall size, so Martin is taking time off to do that. And switching over to an update of good Vito, who is going for his pro card today. And I think Vito has a very good chance at capturing that today. This is the top 2 call out between him and Christian. I cannot pronounce this guy's last name, so I'm not even going to butcher it. But how do you guys think good Vito is looking in the comment section below? Now, switching over to Shabaan, who did jump into this big man weekend show. So the favorites in this show is probably Brett Wilkin, Alfred Chiriac, Sibu Sisu Catello, also Andrea Pressy, Andrea Muzi, Theo LaGuerrier. This is going to be a very big show. But Mo is definitely the biggest name on this list, with him placing 10th at last year's Mr. Olympia, and he is my favorite to win this show. Now, I'm also looking very closely at Alfred Chiriac. I wouldn't be surprised if this guy found himself in the top 3, maybe even the top 2 at this show. I really like this guy's physique. I think he's honestly very comparable with Brett Wilkin. He's a little bit smaller, but he has bigger arms and also brings crazy conditioning. This is going to be a great show. Now, switching over to Shouming Yan, or Liang Yang, the guy that turned pro at the Romania Pro, pretty much shocked the world. He even has a Superman tattoo like Lee Priest on his neck. But I am very excited to see this guy on a bodybuilding stage in the future. And also, he is 5'6", 235 pounds, so he will not be competing in the 212 division. Now, switching over to some classic physique news, very exciting. Chen Kang recently posted an update, and as I mentioned before, he does have his visa. He will be at the Mr. Olympia. How high can this guy place? In 2019, he placed 5th behind Keon Pearson. The division has changed a lot since then, but I am very impressed with his physique. And I know that he works with Chris Cormier to a certain extent. I'm not sure if it's diet, training, and posing, maybe one of the three, but Chris mentioned on Primetime Muscle he definitely works with him, and Chris is a good guy to have in your corner. I'm excited to see this guy, man. I think he can really shake some things up. Can he beat Ramon Dino or Eris Kalasinski? Now, switching over to Alex Combronero, one of the classic physique guys that is talked about the least, but has been one of the top in the division for a while now. And we have guys like Fabian Meyer, Mike Sommerfeld, even Logan Franklin trying to get into their top 6, but they're going to have to get past Alex Combronero first. I definitely have Alex in my top 10, but I'm not exactly sure where yet. It seems like the classic physique criteria is almost changing year to year. I'm honestly not really sure what they're looking for, but Alex has placed high before, so I don't see why he would slip now. And ending this video here with the archive of the day, very easy bodybuilder to guess, but I just had to share this picture. Also, what do you guys think about the arms in this shot? They look incredible, almost like balloons. But as always, I hope you guys did indeed enjoy this video. Also, for those of you that celebrate Thanksgiving, hopefully you guys had a great Thanksgiving. I was feeling a little bit under the weather for the past 2 days, but we are back. Video is out. If you haven't done so already, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I'm Krizo from Go Fitness. I'm out.